So I'm evilly excited to introduce you a fiendfully crafted deck. What's up guys, and welcome back to main.phaze TV. So if you follow the channel for a good while, you know that Evil Twins has been one of my favorite decks. When it was pure, when it was with Sprite, even Sprite Twin Runic. Just the fact that you can draw so much from the engine alone and just continue to go on grind games is absolutely amazing. Now, this deck, depending on how much of a Fiendsmith engine you want to run, can be expensive. If you're slightly on a budget, I have the perfect deck profile for you. But before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below if you've already tried this deck out, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, and if you have any other ideas. It's still pretty fresh. I have topped 2 locals with it, and at the end of the video, I am gonna show you some combos. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so let's start with the main deck. All right, now we are running 3 Kill. Most of it is pretty standard. If you don't know what they do, I'm just gonna go briefly over them because at this point, the twins have been out for a while. So on normal summon, Kill will summon a Leela from deck or hand. The gist of this is you cannot control another monster on field in order for you to gain this effect. Kill will summon out her twin, Leela. Now, Leela on summon does the opposite of Kill. They bring each other out basically. So if you normal summon and somebody ghost ogres it, well, they just -1 for no reason, because then the other will trigger and it'll summon the other one back out from hand or deck. The only other 2 effect that can come up rarely is Leela, when your opponent declares an attack, they have to pay 500 life points in order for them to do that. And with Kill, you gain 500. Sometimes that can come into play, but it rarely ever does. I am also running 1 extender for the Frost for Kill, and then 1 treat. The reason being is that there's so many hand traps and we definitely do need the extenders. I have thought about jumping Frost up to 2, but if you played Light Twins before, you know sometimes you just draw the extenders, which is absolutely crazy. But other than that, I mean, Frost has the graveyard effect. When your opponent adds a card from deck to hand while you control an evil twin monster, she banishes for cost, you draw a card. With Treat, when they beat over your evil twin during the damage calc, basically you can, or after the damage step, you banish Treat for cost, and whatever the damage you took, you can target a monster your opponent controls, and then they lose that amount of damage. This is basically it for the live twin monsters, but as far as the whole engine, we are running 3 snitches, which is basically a Rhoda for the twins. Along with that is when you control an evil twin on the field, for every time your opponent normals or special summons, they burn for 200 life points and you gain for 200 life points. So this also is somewhat a time card. It does help us out, especially when it comes to things like that. However, you can only activate 1 per turn, but rarely will you ever see all 3. If you get all 3 on the field, you're definitely winning, and you should be at an advantage at that point. To follow up, you will also need 3 Rhodas. Well, not exactly need. The only reason why I'm running 3 is because the consistency. I did the percentages. What is it? To see 1 starter, whether it's Secret Password, Sunny Snitch, or just one of the main deck monsters, it's about 76% with 3 passwords. If you take 1 or 2 out, I believe it goes down to maybe 40 or 30%, which is a big, it's a big percentage difference. I have ran 1, and there were times I didn't see any live twin engine, which is absolutely insane. But 3 Secret Password is basically just the Rhoda for the Rhoda. This also searches any live twin or evil twin trap, and it also searches the other quick play spell, which is live twin home, but we don't run that here. This is basically it for the live twin engine. Off to the Fiendsmith engine. Now we're running 1 Tract and 1 Engraver. I know. So I was running 2 engravers. There were times that I would brick on 2 engravers. I was also running 2 tracked when I was running 2 engravers. And honestly, 1-in-1 has been good. I mean, for the main reason of, one, engravers are way too expensive. $300 for a very small engine is just not ideal, nor budget. But I feel like $100 is pretty budget, right? So, I mean, honestly, with that, and then it's going to be 1 Lurie. And I can show you the combos at the end of the video, exactly how we run with it. Most of your cards are basically recyclable as long as they're Fiends because of the extra deck or engravers. But other than that, this has been doing me lots of justice. Off to the second little engine is 1 Abominable Chamber and 1 Sharvara. In all honesty, I see Sharvara in my hand way too many times as a one-of, but that's just how it goes. Or it's the chamber that's in my hand. We already know if you run 1 brick, you're bound to see it more times than none, which is absolutely crazy. But as far as the Unchained in the main deck, that's all we have. You can run the Blue Dog if you want. I don't see the need to. But like I said, I'm still testing. I've only topped 2 locals with it. And the only reason why we lost was because of time. As far as the hand traps now, we're running 3 Ash Blossom. We're running 3 Effect Veiler. We're running 3 Imperms. We're running 2 Ghost Mourner, 2 Ghost Ogre, and 2 DD Crow. Now, the reason why I'm running the DD Crow is because most people are main decking Bestials, which we technically can, but it definitely hinders our live twin abilities, and we have to extend further or use more resources in order for us to be able to go into the twin combos. So with the DD Crows, they do help us, you know, banish whatever targets we need. Plus, it's not limited to just light or dark monsters. You can also do cards, which definitely comes up. However, I'm only running 2 basically. So, I mean, this is not once per turn, and it doesn't have to go to grave. Ghost Ogre does, but I mean, DD Crow is basically my Bestials. You can run Ghost Spells. It's completely up to you. And then for the last spells, we're running 1 Called By, 3 Crossout Designator, which definitely helps out with the hand traps because we're running so many. And honestly, running the DD Crow is a really good target for other people not to have, if that makes sense. And then the last 2 cards is Triple Tactics Talent, because this is a ham trap format. So if you know you normal summon Kisa Kill, they use Effect Veiler, you chain Crossout Designator, call Effect Veiler, and you have the talents in hand, you can either rip one, just check their hand, especially if you're able to stop the hand trap, or just draw more advantage, because in all honesty, this deck already has a lot of draw advantage, which is amazing. So let's move on to the extra deck. All right, for the extra deck, we are running 1 Fiendsmith Requiem, 1 Sequence, 1 Desiree. Requiem is very easy to go to. You just use your Evil Twin Kisa Kill. Desiree is your your opponent's face-up card negate, or just face-up card in general on either side, on either field. Sequence helps you go into your Desiree or your Lacrima. And like I said, I'm gonna show you the combos at the end. We're also running the Lacrima, the Necroquip Princess, which at the moment, depending on how many engravers you want to run, this is definitely needed. And there's a way that you can draw 3 cards just on your turn alone, and then 3 more cards on your opponent's turn, which is absolutely amazing. But that's only if you're running more than 1 engraver. If you're running 2 or 3, this combo is definitely doable, and it's actually pretty nice. Now, as far as the extra deck with the Evil Twins, we're running 1 Trouble Sunny, we're running 2 Kisa Kill. When it's summoned and you control a Leela, not just an Evil Twin, but main deck as well, she draws a card. Trouble Sunny tributes for cost and can summon up to a Kisa Kill and a Leela if you so choose to. And in the grave, she banishes for cost from grave and sends either an Evil Twin from field, hand, or deck to grave as cost. And then she's in a non-target, send a card from field to graveyard, which is absolutely nice. And then we're also running Leela, which is our target one card on the field and destroy it when she's summoned and you control a Kisa kill monster. Now, with the next cards, as far as the Unchained, we are running one Yama and one Rage. And I'll show you the combo that we, like I said, I'll show you the entire thing. Rage is nice because this helps you add back Engraver, and then Yama helps you bring out Trouble Sunny. And then the last three cards, and they can be flex spots. One is Unicorn. Now, originally this was an SP Little Knight. However, Unicorn has been proven to be so much more useful than SP Little Knight, especially because we can afford the discard. Two, by the time we use certain effects, we are locked into Fiends if we use the Leela. Now, they only lock us into Fiends from the extra deck, but you can summon whatever else from the main deck or your hand. And then the co-linked whole thing about drawing, like you discard a card and then you draw another card, which could potentially be another hand trap, which is amazing. Also, against Runic Stun, this deck does very well. Like I said, if they have Hugin on field, you don't have to worry about destruction. You can literally just target their field spell, shuffle it back. Or this can be your SP Little Knight if you want, and you can afford it. Now that it's getting a reprint, you can use that as well. The next card is Muckraker from the Underworld, which is your recycle and could also help you play through Droll. You'll still end on a Muckraker and a Trouble Sunny, which should be more than enough. And then your last one is your Nightmare Griffin, which also technically is your third draw on your turn if you so choose to go that route. Now with that, let's go ahead and get into the combos, and I will show you all the lines that will help you. All right, so let's go ahead and go with the first combo. So we're going to normal summon Leela, use her effect to summon from deck or hand, which typically in this case, we do want to draw on the opponent's turn, which means we are going to special summon Frost. From here, we're going to link summon into Kisakill. We'll use Kisakill's effect, and mind you, it is a quick effect. So if on summon, your opponent has a Ghost Mourner, you can chain Kisakill to summon a Leela from grave, and it does not target. So if you have an extra deck Leela, you're good to go regardless. But this is just a start. So we'll bring out the Leela. Then what we're gonna do is use the Kisakill for the Requiem and summon out Requiem. All right. Now we're gonna use Requiem's effect, Tribute for cost, to special summon an Engraver from deck. Let's see. All right. Right here, we're gonna use these two for Evil Twin Leela. Use Leela's effect, bring out Kisakill, and Kisakill, because you have Leela on field when she is summoned, now you get to use her effect to draw a card. All right, that's just an example. I haven't shuffled this yet. From here, you're going to link 4 into Trouble Sunny, and then you're going to use her effect to summon out both the twins again. Now, it's important that you bring these two out specifically because from here, what you're going to do is go into your Yama. Yama's effect to add your Sharvara to hand. And then from here, we're going to use your Engraver, engrave, shuffling back the Requiem to summon out. You do need the extra body. Now, from here, we're going to go ahead and link into your Rage. Use the effect of Sharvara in hand, targeting Rage. You're going to destroy it, which will then trigger their effects. So make sure you do Chainlink 1 Yama, Chainlink 2 Rage, target Engraver, engrave. You're going to add this back to hand. And then off of Yama, you're going to summon out Trouble Sunny. Now, pay attention to the zones because they do count depending on if you want to go the Griffin line or not. Now, you're going to use Engraver's effect from hand, discard, and then you're going to add the spell card Tract. Let's see, add Tract. What you can do here now is activate Tract. You're going to add the Lurry. discard the Lurry, and then Lurry is mandatory, so it'll be chain link 1 always. You'll summon Lurry. Now from here, you're gonna use Tract Effect Engrave, banishing for cost. You're gonna use both the Trouble Sunny and the Lurry as fusion material to bring out Lacrima. On summon, Lacrima is gonna target Trouble Sunny to summon out. And then from here, you're going to link 2 into sequence. Now, this is the part where if you're running multiple engravers and you don't have to technically add back the engraver from grave, you can afford the Lacrima burn to shuffle back 1 engraver. But in this case, we need all 3, and the only other light fiend we have is Kisakil, but we need her. So we're going to only use Shavara effect in this case. Now what we're gonna do here is set the chamber, which is the Monster Reborn for the Unchained, right? So from here, we'll use sequence effects. We're gonna shuffle back the Lacrima, the Lurry, and the engraver back to deck. And we're gonna summon out Desiree. We'll use sequence effect either on field or in grave, but in this case she's on the field, to target Desiree to equip it. So now Desiree is untargetable. Now at this time, we're gonna pass turn. Now I know this doesn't look like a lot, however, this can, I guess, range up to 10 interruptions potentially. So from here, we'll pass turn. On your opponent's turn, you have your technically your Omni Negate on the field. You have your draw, pop. You still have your chamber. So you'll Trouble Sunny. Make sure when you summon out the twins, you summon them out right here. So it's a draw, pop. I always do chain link 1, chain link 2, so that way they can't ash it. We'll draw a card, which is an ash. Target 1 card on the field, destroy it. We'll do chamber. So this is 1, 2, 3. This is technically 4 interruptions. Then we have 5, shuffle back another card, discard a card. We drew the ash, and then we'll draw another card, which is great for follow-up. And then we still have, this is technically gonna be set, right? And then we still have 2 more. So with just that alone, with just the 2 monsters on the field, it honestly does a lot. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you what to do in case you do end up drawing the Tract and the Lurry. Now in this case, we drew the Tract and the Lurry, but we do have our twin and we do have Crossout Designator. Now this hasn't been shuffled. These aren't like actual test hands, but these are in case situations that pop up that I've seen come up that cause me to actually have to think a little bit, because there aren't that many videos as far as like actual TCG with people playing this. But this is just to help you out. So we're gonna go ahead and use Leela effect. We're gonna bring out the Frost. And then basically right here, we're basically just going more or less the same combo. We're gonna use Kisakil, bring out Leela, link 1 into Requiem effect. We'll bring out the engraver. All right. And then from here, we're going to link 2 into Leela. Leela is going to bring out your Kisakil. Kisakil is gonna draw. Make sure it's not a card we need. Like I said, just go all the way basically. Trouble Sunny effect. Bring out these. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and link 2 into Yama. Yama's gonna add Sharvara. You will use Engraver's effect, shuffle back the Requiem. Link 2 into Rage. Now, what you're gonna do here is you're gonna activate Shavara, target, pop, and then it will be only Yama in this case. Okay, so you'll bring out the Trouble Sunny. And then what you're gonna do here is you're gonna link into Sequence. Sequence is going to then use Trouble Sunny and Engraver, shuffle them back because they're both light themes, into Lacrima. Lacrima effect will target Kisakill to summon out. And then what you're gonna do here is you're gonna activate the Tract. You're gonna add the Engraver, discard the Lurry effect, okay? And then from here, you're going to link 4 back into Trouble Sunny. You're then going, our Tract is over here, and then you're gonna activate Tract because you can use hand and field. So use these 3 to go into Desiree. And in this case, then you can do the Lacrima burn, put back the Lurry, and then you'll use Sequence Engrave, target Desiree. So that is one way that you can play if you draw the Tract and the Lurry in hand, because it happens to the best of us. It's happened to me a few times. And like I said, it's still, now exception, don't forget Sharvara effect to set the trap. So don't forget the trap. But in this case, now you're able to afford the burn. And in all honesty, it's the same thing as you had last time. So technically our draw was the effect Veiler because I did shuffle the deck, and you end up with the same thing. Those are the combo lines that you can do. If there's more that you have come up with or you've seen, let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I love doing it. If you have any comments or suggestions, please let me know what you think. As far as the side deck, I'm not really showing it because it's all either local based or depending on the events. Now, when it comes to side decks, just go based off of what you think is good as far as what type of event you're doing. But regardless, this deck is just super fun to play, and I honestly just enjoy it so much. Yes, it does dive shifter. We can play through Bystials, we can play through Nibiru. It really just depends on how many engravers you're playing. Like I said, I know the budget is crazy. With one engraver and only spending $100 if you get the hookup, you should be good. So mostly everything else is really fairly cheap. Thank you guys again. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and you have a good one. Peace.